Hi, and welcome to number 3 in this series, the first of, or the last of this series of basically the biggest nonsense, the biggest lies told in social media and by gurus and things online and in retreats about awakenings and spirituality and things. The first one, these are things that I get asked the whole time, but the first one was about semen retention, no fap, go check that out, it's on my channel. The second one was about being vegan and vegetarian is so much better. Nonsense. The third one, it's actually, we're going to have 2 little ones here. We're going to have 3 and 4 here, just to add in a little bit. So the third one, very, very quickly, is exercise. So there are, especially in the yogic world, so this isn't quite as commonly known to us. So it's not such a big thing. But they say when you want to go through an awakening process, stay away from going to the gym and lifting heavy weights and stuff like that. It's much like be vegan, be vegetarian, because it gets you there. But then the same people that make these claims also say how awakening your Kundalini can be very dangerous. Don't get me wrong, it can be. But if you eat meat, and if you do go to the gym and lift heavy, these 2 things alone are very grounding. So if you are going through a process, if you lift heavy and eat meat, they're actually going to be beneficial to you in the long run to help you ground and to make it harder for things to go wrong. They're not guarantees, but they will keep the process safer for you. So that was number 3. Go to the gym, lift heavy when going through these processes, because it is probably the best grounding out there. Yes, you've got others. Go swim in the sea, go swim in a lake, go take a saltwater bath, cold showers, etc., etc. Yeah. But by far the one that works the best is go lift heavy. It's not only good for you, it's good anti-aging, because obviously the longer you retain muscle mass, the slower you age. It's also good for your posture. It's good for getting rid of stress hormones, dopamine problems, and especially mobile phones and stuff like that. It's good for so many reasons. But the main one here is to help you ground. Don't listen to that. Number 4, the last one. The one that I really wanted to get to today. Now, before I go into number 4, remember to hit that like button, that subscribe button, the notification button. But more importantly than just doing these things, remember, if you like my videos, and not just my videos, the videos you like to watch on YouTube from any channel, remember to interact with those videos by hitting the like button, by leaving a comment, by sharing them with other people, because that will help YouTube know, not just obviously watching all the video as well helps YouTube know, but by you interacting with the videos shows you like this stuff, and so it will show you more in your home feed. Because if you're subscribed to 2,000 channels, how's YouTube going to know which one you want to watch tomorrow? But if you interact with stuff, it really does help. Goes for my channel, goes for the other channels. So to help yourself see the stuff that you like, interact with the videos you like. So if they're my videos, do it with mine. Interacting, because you can only subscribe once. You can really only hit the notification button once. But you can like every video, you can comment on every video, and you can share every video. And that will really help YouTube know that you like the videos to show you more. So, number 4. What is the big number 4 when it comes to awakening? The big number 4 is very specific when it comes to, I can call this Kundalini awakening, but it's not just the Hindu thing, Because as I've discussed in other videos, Shakti, the rising of energy in Christian Gnostic terms, would be the energy of the Holy Spirit rising within you. Shiva consciousness would be the same in Christianity as Christ consciousness. So whilst I use the terms, the Hindu terms, because they're the ones people use a lot these days, we can use the Christian terms of Christ consciousness and Holy Spirit. We can use the Taoist terms. We can talk about connecting to the microcosmic orbit and the macrocosmic orbit. It's in every culture. It's just slightly different descriptions, slightly different names. We can talk about this in Kabbalistic terms or Hermetic terms of the 3 channels of the Kabbalistic tree of life, right? Same thing. Ida, Pingala, Kundalini, 3 channels. They change slightly. The Ida and Pingala aren't quite right, but neither is the Kabbalistic one either. When you cross-reference them and combine them with the microcosmic orbit, for example, you suddenly see something that is super clear. But the main thing people get wrong is, I've connected to the energy. I've felt a stirring in my spine. The energy has risen to my pineal gland. I'm awake, yippee! No, you're not. If the energy rises up the spine from the root to the pineal gland, the energy is flowing up the back of the microcosmic orbit. If you know how to keep it flowing, it flows back down again down the front. That's not awakening of the Kundalini. That is connecting the flow, that is opening the channel, that is activating Shakti, that is the rising of Kundalini Shakti. That is not a Kundalini awakening. That is half the process. That is the connection to the Holy Spirit. So what's the other half of the process? Connection to Shiva, connection to consciousness. Shiva consciousness, Christ consciousness, to the connection or the meeting of Isis and Osiris. It doesn't matter what we want to call it. The consciousness part, the Shiva part, is not in the pineal, guys. Sorry, it's not. It is outside of the body. It is not the microcosmic orbit connection. It is the macrocosmic orbit connection. It is outside of the body. So you've had the energy kick in, you've had Shakti kick in. If it's Shakti, because it could be the sexual energy rising up the spine, it could be the pranic energy rising up the spine, like in Kundalini activation. They call it Kundalini activation, but they're just moving prana around the body. Don't get me wrong. It's great. It's a wonderful thing to do. It's a wonderful sensation. It's a good place to start. A lot of people think I'm anti-Kundalini activation because of, I'm always saying Kundalini activation isn't Kundalini awakening, because it's not. And a lot of people assume therefore I'm not keen on it, I'm anti it. No, if it's done by the right person, they know what they're doing and they're in control, it can be a great, amazing process. The problem is a lot of people don't know what they're doing because they've gone on a 3-4 day course or a week-long course, they've been told do this. That's what they do. They have no knowledge, they have no control. So it's not the activity in itself, it's not the process in itself, it's more the lack of knowledge and understanding of the people doing it is the problem. That's what you have to be careful about. We're off topic here. When we feel some energy, it could be sexual energy, it could be external Jing converting to internal Jing and rising up the spine. It could be prana or chi rising up the spine. There are many different things. There are many colors of the rainbow that it could be. And Kundalini is a very specific color of the rainbow. It's not a color. Let's not get messed up and like each chakra has a color of the rainbow. No, it doesn't. It's absolute nonsense. That's something that comes from the 1970s that was used to help people remember there were 7 chakras and 7 colors. Nonsense. But it is like there is an energy that is split when you shine a white light through a prism, we get split into different energies. Kundalini is a very specific frequency. These frequencies, they can all travel up the spine. Not all energies travel everywhere in the body, you know, but Kundalini is a very specific energy. But so let's say you have activated Shakti energy, it rises up the spine, and boom, your head lights up. You see bright white light or bright golden light. I've awakened my Kundalini. No, you haven't. You've activated your pineal. You've started to connect the microcosmic circuit within your body. Stop listening to people who haven't read much or have read a lot only in, let's say, your yogic practice. Go and read the Taoist teachings. It'll tell you very specifically what this is. Very specifically. That's what it is. Because the connection to consciousness, connection to self, can happen in the pineal. And this is why if you take magic mushrooms, if you take ayahuasca, you can have all these amazing healing experiences that bring you back to point zero because they connect you to self. Because they stimulate the DMT in the pineal, they stimulate the pineal, and they can bring you back to self. And this is why people go on ayahuasca journeys. Again, don't get me wrong. They can be great. They can be very powerful things, or magic mushrooms or whatever. And they can be very powerful experiences for people to bring them back to point zero. It doesn't take them further. It brings them back to point zero. That's what it does. It doesn't connect them to outer consciousness. It connects them to inner consciousness, to self-consciousness. Great, powerful thing. Amazing. But that is only still part of the journey. That is a Kundalini Shakti rising. Amazing thing. That is the awakening of the microcosmic orbit. An amazing thing. Not Kundalini awakening. Still. You have to connect to the external energies outside of your body. We can call this connecting to Wei, which you won't hear about in many Taoist practices because, again, unfortunately, this was quashed. I think it was around the 6th century, I think it was. That the whole practice of connecting to Wei was quashed, and so you only had Jing, Qi, and Shen. They burned all the books about Wei, so no one could know the secrets because the emperor didn't want anybody to know, and blah, 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 blah. Go look it up, go do your independent research. But it is connecting to that external energy, it's connecting to Wei, it is connecting to Christ consciousness, it is connecting to Shiva, it's connecting to, call it whatever you want. Yeah. It's funny, if you look at Christian symbology, the halo is around the head, right? They've taken an idea and they've misinterpreted it and they've brought it down. And they've used it to represent something. But if we go back to older cultures, the halo is not around the head anymore, is it? Where is it? Where is the sun disk sitting on Osiris's head? Where is the sun disk sitting on Ra's head? Where? It's not here. It's up here, isn't it? The snake is here. But of course, Christianity can't use the snake, can they? Because they already said the snake was bad, because the snake offered freedom through knowledge. That was bad, and we shouldn't have knowledge. So we can't keep using understanding and knowledge and wisdom as a good thing, therefore we have to change it. So let's take the thing that's still good and bring it down. You see how this stuff works? It's not that complicated to work out. Obviously, there's not just the snake there. If you go and look at Egyptian symbology, you'll know that some of my viewers know a lot about this. There's a snake, but there's more there. There's more to it. But the sun disk is above the head, and it's above the head for a very good reason. If you want to experience a Kundalini awakening for yourself, if you want to learn and train to become a facilitator, an energy worker, an energy therapist, perhaps you already work in hypnotherapy or other types of therapy, and you want to take your practice to the next level and bring powerful energy work into it. A lot of people that train with me are already in some type of therapy. They're all, as a therapist, not receiving, but already working in it. They've already done 10, 15 years of Qigong, or working the internal arts, or martial arts, or very experienced yogic or tantric practitioners. Again, you can be a complete beginner and come and work with me. But a lot of the people that come and work with me do have experience, and they want to take their experience to the next level. So whether you want to experience this for yourself, or whether you want to experience it to be able to share it with others, if you are interested, go to theawakeningenergy.com. Come sign up for one of my 2 different types of training. I offer 2 types of training, not 2 levels of training. One is a self-paced training that you can do at your own pace over 12 months. You have contact with me. We meet every 2 weeks. You can chat with me personally via messaging throughout a year doing that. So it's not you just receive these videos and go do it by yourself. No, it also includes a 1-week intensive with me, whether that be online or whether you come to me and we do it in person, you can do that. The other form of training is a very similar thing, but it's a 3-month intensive where we work once a week online, one-to-one. It's a one-to-one training. And you work with me, and then at the end of the 3 months, we also have a 1-week intensive that we can do online, or you can come here and we work in person for 3 hours a day, every single day for a week. What's the difference? One is a training that goes from 0, so you can learn all the processes. If you want to become a facilitator, it's a great way to learn everything. If you are more focused on awakening yourself, on learning stuff, or you have lots of knowledge already, and you just want to gain knowledge in certain areas, then the one-on-one will be way better for you, because it isn't a designed program, one size fits all. It is working with you bespokely, one-to-one, on the things that you want to work on to improve. Are we going to see everything in the one-to-one, the 3-month one-to-one, that you're going to see on the 12-month course? Clearly not, because the 12-month course has over 200 videos in it. 200 videos of practice, of theory, of training. That's almost, not quite, over 200 videos. So that is a video virtually every, day and a half? During an entire year. So in 3 months, we're not going to cover the same amount of information. That's why for beginners and things, I would definitely recommend the 12-month program. But if you want to work on something specific, come and do the one-to-one with me, or yeah, you get the point. Awakenenergy.com. If you want to do that, come train. Also remember, I have free group sessions once a month. It's the first Sunday of every month where I offer free group sessions. Again, go to theawakenenergy.com. You're very welcome to come and sign up for online energy transmissions in groups once a month, free. If you want to receive them weekly, it's not free. I do charge for it, but then you can receive more energy sessions. In the paid sessions, it's not just a taster, a bit of energy. We go deeper. We can look at, if people have questions, we can go through the questions within the group. We can do different work. We can build it together as a group gets more advanced together. Brilliant. We can go deeper. It's not sort of a random thing. Go check it out if you're interested. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video. And remember to interact with the video. See you in another video.